When I finally stood up and had boundaries, I was called Jezebel and a feminist and all of that.
Yeah, and that's how I got saved, Nagmang. You know how? At FAU Women's Studies course, studying women and religion, Islam. Okay, I was had the Quran, the Torah, and the Bible, and I was realizing Jesus was the one that kept bringing women forward. And I'm going, wait, what? Huh? What? Who is this? And I'm like, and that's when I was saved. That's when I was like, I will forever follow this man for the rest
Yep.
of my life.
That's what I say. I keep saying what I share a lot is I came out of Islam, and when we treat women like the way of other religions, we're no different than the other religions. But you read the Bible, the way women were honored and and even submission, the way Jesus says leadership and submission is actually you're in place of power to serve. You're not in place of power to dominate. Like God's like, nope, if you're in a place of power, you're to serve. And like in Ephesians, it says submit to one another. Like there's this mutual submission. And if you really look into it, it's a submission by example. Like it's not like obey me. It's kind of like living a life of this servanthood and leading people by example, and so you read Jesus as you look at Jesus's way in leadership, to be in a place of leadership, to only give up that power to serve. And it's so different than the rest of the world and religions of the world and Islam that it came out of. And it's so beautiful the way he honors and just women and uses them, and they're part of his crowd. The message of the resurrection's given to them, the just everything. Junior, you got the apostle, you got the deacon, you got so
Maybe Deborah, we can keep going.
and even Abigail, who was not submissive to her husband, so because he was wicked, like there's no submission. You're not supposed to submit to abuse and corruption. And you see that in the Bible all the time. You see it with Ananias and Sapphira. Like she could have said, no, he's lying, and separated from her husband's lie of, about the money. So you see that all through the Bible. Like you're not supposed to submit to abuse and corruption, but then you're told you are supposed to submit to your husband no matter what, which is not true. So that's another thing so like you said, like a lot of Muslims in Iran are becoming Christian because they're reading about the Jesus in the Bible, and they're like, he loves us, he honors us. And they've been like in this culture of like being crushed and abused. And so many women are following Christ in the Middle East because of exactly what you said.